Hey, I'm CEO Shan, and welcome to my very first mastermind. We have ladies coming in from all over. With this mastermind, I want to create a safe space for entrepreneurs or anybody starting a business or a brand to be able to communicate, love on each other, share our failures, share our wins together, and just create a safe space for us to be able to succeed and grow together. So welcome to my first mastermind. I'm CEO Shan. Thanks for coming. Aspect of your growth of yourself first. I really want to talk about business, but you can't, if I'm not good, my business is not going to be good. You know, if I'm going through something, that's why I try to keep my distractions to a minimum. You know, men can be a distraction for me. So I try to keep them jokers at a minimum. I'll block them, all kind of stuff. No, we just being real, right? Because that's what we want. You know, there may not be somebody else's thing. So I have to make sure that those distractions are at a minimum, because if my mind gets to wandering off over there, then I can't be where I need to be for my business and take it to where I have to take it. Now, if I'm wandering off over here and it's giving me inspiration and it's motivating me to activate over here, now that's a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not that, then I have to keep that over there. So it just having our minds present to know what's going on, you know, and then saying, okay, so have I did my best thing today? Like, what am I really good at? You know, am I really good at managing people? Am I really good at, you know, taking care of my children? Or am I really good at, you know, being a leader on my job? You know, what am I good at? Have I done that today at my best? Have I spent most of my time giving my best to what I'm good at? You know, and if we're not doing that, we should really evaluate some things instead of saying, you know, I'm not good at that, but I be over there all the time just because. It's just like, that's all it is over there just because. You know, but I'm over here and I'm doing this and I'm feeling a certain type of way when I'm doing it too. You know, like, hey, this is a good space to be in. So just putting ourselves in a good space. So we got that. That's the first one. That's the first thing I want to talk about, having an entrepreneur mindset. So that's the stay lit part of the whole situation. So stay lit, keep your mind ready and activated, keep it stayed on the Lord. You know, that's the main source. You know, for me, that's my main source, and everything else trickles down from that for me. So stay lit. Stay lit. Don't let nobody put your flame out. Don't try not to discuss too many of your ideas and things with people before you discuss them with God first and discuss them with yourself majority of the time. And then when you get comfortable enough to know that I'm going to do it anyway, no matter what nobody say, then you can share your ideas, because people will, you know, want to protect you. They're not hating on you. They want to protect you, and they don't want you to make a bad decision or get hurt. So they'll tell you things like, don't do that. If I was you, I wouldn't do that. I don't, you know, because, you know, they just want to protect you. And if you not sure, you'll say, you know what, you might be right. I'm not going to do that. You know, but if you're for sure, you can assure them that, let's see. You know, we're going to see together. You know, that's my thing. Let's just see, though. You just never know. Let's just see. It might not work for somebody else, but it's going to work for me. You know, just that positive mindset all the time, positive mindset. No matter what's going on around you in your personal life and your business, just having a positive mindset. So I need to move on from stay lit, because it starts there, though. It's all in our minds, what we dream for ourselves and for our business and for our brand. It starts all there, right? So you start small, think big, and, you know, execute. You know, just don't be afraid to start small. Okay, so hustle. This my lane right here, this hustling lane. I pride myself on working hard, because I come from a family of hardworking women. My grandmother, my mom, my aunts, they all still work with me now, and they're the hardest working people in my company. I work for them is what I always say, you know, so having a strong work ethic is important. Not going to work busting your chops and busting big rocks to dust, no, but just showing up is part of the job. You know, people come in the store all the time and they be like, oh my God, you always be here. Yeah, I better. Where else I'm gonna be? Oh, at home, if I'm at home too long, I get antsy and get to, like, I need to be doing something, So I have to really give myself a day off, and it's not at home. It's just like to travel. So, in your hustling, we'll get to that of how to keep your fire going in your hustle, because you do get tired of that too, But really, 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 really put in the work, because hard work beats talent. You can be the most talented, have the most degrees, have all the money, because there's people that have a lot of money and they have businesses, but they just funnel their business with their own personal money and they don't really do the work for their business, So that can very well be a business too if it happens that way. But yeah, just, what was I saying? Oh, y'all was listening. Good, because help me, because I'll have so much stuff that I be wanting to say. But yeah, hard work beats talent. So you working hard, you being diligent about what you have going on, being passionate about what you have going on, and somebody just very talented and not putting in the work, you're way ahead of the game just by putting in the work, because that's the thing that most people, they have the ideas, they have the skill set, they have the mindset, everything, but the execution to get in and put in the hard work, it's just not there. And that's as far as your dream or your idea is going to go right before you do the work, So hard work, being dedicated to your brand. But then when you're putting in the work, so that's why whatever you're doing, be passionate about it, because you're going to have to do it to death, right? Some days I don't even want to go on our meet. I don't want to smell a candle. You know what I'm saying? But so it be days like that you don't care what's going on. You don't want to be bothered. I don't want to answer the phone. I don't want to be bothered. Be human, right? So by putting in that work, even when we don't want to, it's necessary though, because every time you have a bad day, you can't not go to work. So just being consistently putting in the hard work, being dedicated, being passionate about what you do, that passion is going to help you through the hustle. Because it's going to have you like, oh, you're so passionate about it, though. Like I just told you, like I could sit at home and be antsy to go. They get back from my trip, first place I'm going to go is I'm going to go by my place of business, So, yeah, just being consistent with your hustle, being passionate about your hustle, and you'll be surprised because see, it took me 21 years to be able to get here and to even be thankful to have someone that I can talk to and to listen to what I have to say. But it doesn't have to take you that long. And that's what this mastermind is about. Like, it could just be, it's not like a skill set, like, okay, 1, do this, 2, do this, 2, do this. It starts in our minds. We get our minds right. We put the work into it, and we stay consistent. Then you never know what you're birthing, right? So, yeah, that's what I just want to be able to share my story, so it can encourage your story and help your story too. Because I didn't know anything about starting a business. When I started, well, I always assume like people kind of know my story, but I'll give a little bit about it. So I was in the Air Force for 8 years. I was a flight attendant, and doing 9/11, they kept laying me off. That was like 20-some years ago. You know how long 9/11 was. So they kept laying me off, and I was like, man, I really like this job. I like traveling. I didn't have a boss on my back telling me what to do. I really like this job. But then they kept laying me off. I said, oh, I ain't gonna be able to do this job. I'm barely eating around here. So they laid me off once, twice, 3 times. And I was watching Martha Stewart. She was like, oh, I'm making these candles for the holidays and this and this. I said, oh, candles. Maybe I can make some candles and give them to my family, because everybody exchanges gifts, pulling names. So I have to get them something, because they be getting me good stuff. So I was like, what can I get them? I don't have any money. So I was like, I'm going to make these candles. So I Googled, went to Michael's, got all of this stuff, made some candles, and they was good. They was all right. But I always loved candles, so I used to get in trouble for leaving them on all the time. But I had never had a candle like, when I burned it, I actually just really smelled it loud, right? So I was like, what if I can make a candle that you can burn it and light it and you really, really smell it? So that's where Simply Sense came from, right there, that idea. So I just started researching and researching, and they was laying me off. I took my last paycheck. It was $467. I never will forget. I called the candle supply, and back then, candle making wasn't for us. So I dealt with a lot of prejudice stuff, honestly, because it wasn't for us. They didn't know, like, what you doing? You know what I mean? I didn't really know what I was doing, but I would ask questions, right? And so yep, I took my last paycheck, $467, bought all the supplies. Some of those scents are still our top selling scents today. Like, it used to be called mulberry, but it's summerberry, cherry, vanilla, but now it's cherry almond. A lot of creme brulee, but now it's sake to me. Those are some scents that I started with in my kitchen, right? So I went and bought all those supplies, bought them all, made the candles. Took me all day to make probably about 12 candles, but they smell really good. I was like, ooh, these candles smell good. I was already going to New York. I told you I was flight attendant, getting purses, coming back, selling those, going back and forth. So I was already connected with people, and they know me for selling stuff or doing something. So when I came with the candles to the beauty shops, I said, I'm going to go give some candles to some places and let them burn. And if they like them, their customers will come back and they'll buy some. So they called me back to fly. But the people was calling me like, hey, you got any more of these candles? I was like, ooh, they like them candles like that. I can't wait. So it became a burden to me to go to work because I would want to get off so I can go and make the candles and put them in my trunk and just go everywhere and sell them for $5. And that's what I did for the first 4 years of Simply Sense. I mean, a lot of people in here know me probably from selling candles at the church out the trunk, right? Anywhere you see me, I'm gonna have some candles. I got them right here, you know. So that was how I got started. So all those first 4 years or so, I was like, man, it was just for fun and kind of started making money. But I had a Toyota Celica. I put so many miles on that car, going here to here to here to here for $10, $5. So I said, oh, it's got to be a better way. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll sell a case of candles for $48, and that's the only way you could get candles from me. So people was like, okay, give me a case. So then I started going all around selling cases of candles. It ain't enough time in the day to sell all the cases of candles. So now guess what I do? I get me a small little space. The rent was probably like $300, $400, $500. It was an oil changing place. You know where you sit in the front to wait for your oil to get changed? That's where my store was, right? So that's where my store was, and we outgrew that store. And I remember being across the street from Not Just Donuts. Y'all know where that is right now? Oh, I was right across the street from her. Man, she had motion. Those people was coming in, getting us cake. I mean, it was like, wow. So I would just literally just sit in the thing and just watch how her customers just flowed in, and I was like, Lord, I would love to have traffic like that. But her food was, everything was good. But it was just like showing like her cookies and cakes was the same prices of my candles. You know, that's where it goes back to saying you have to actually see something to know that it is possible. So I feel like God put me there so I could see that, to be encouraged to know, even if you got one or two, that it could definitely be that, you know, and that's exactly what that did for me. So we stayed there a year, and then I went on Alameda. We was over there across from Ray's Barbecue. It didn't even look like that back then. It was like, oh my God, I ain't care. I was like, just let me in there. I don't care. I'm gonna put up my stairs and make candles in the back. I don't care. So I was there for 7.5 years. We built up traction, but I knew that location was very important. You know, you would have to know about me to come to my store on OST. Nobody was just, if they was driving by, they was not looking to the right or to the left. They were just driving by. So, so for us to be there 7.5 years, it did pretty good just for us to be there 7.5 years. Now think about it. So they had the Melodrama. That was the first person that I ever had a case inside of her store where I could tell people to go. You know, you could go to Melodrama and get my candles, right? So I still do admire Jackie. I'm right across the street from her. But that's what gave me the whole Alameda thing. Like, this is a good location. What if I was over here with all of this traffic and all of this motion? This is where I need to be. So they had a building across the street. It was just run down, and the same building I'm in right now. And They was like, no, we just using this for storage. We not renting this out. We don't want to go. It's got leaks in here. It's got this and this and this. Oh, I worried Bet so much. I say, did you ask the landlord? I don't really care about the leak. I can get my dad to fix the leak. I just need to be on our meter. I worried her. I just need to be on our meter. And finally, she was like, yes. And then they was like, okay, if you move in and then other people move in, we'll fix the roof and we'll do this and we do that. Boom, cool. Soon as I moved in, I didn't have to go and scout people to say, hey, do you want to come over here? People was coming in there more for the number to the people than it was to buy candles. I'm like, hey, nah, I'm not the landlord. You know what I mean? Shoots. But, long story short, everybody moved in. Everything got fixed. Everything good. Now they finna give us a little facelift. I'm like, hey, we looking real raggedy over here. Still today, these are still, because your business and your thing is going to be a journey. It's never going to stop. It's always going to be an issue or something. It may just be a bigger issue, but you're still going to have those things. And now your mindset is right, so it won't even seem like a thing because you'll be like, oh, it's business. It's not personal. I'll just be able to handle it tomorrow. It's just got to come out the store money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just got to, that's just what it's got to do. It don't have nothing to do with me, even though it kind of do, but sometimes it's just don't even think about it like that. Like, Shan, why did you make that decision? But yeah. So just saying like the journey and saying like that's how the story that I feel like, I'm proud to share with you guys, because it's still not always peaches and cream, but it's your journey though. And I think it should be embraced and enjoyed and looked at as something that you're blessed to be able to go and do. I'm blessed to be able to go and serve and to come here and to be able to talk and to share and to, in the end, listen too. So it's just like a journey. Then we all go through personal challenges, right? We go through them, but guess what? You still gonna have to show up to work. I had one of my darkest things that happened to me last year. But guess what? Y'all would know, right? Every time you come there, I'm there because I got to be there. You know what I'm saying? I can have a little time to grieve and do this, but get up off this couch. Because that is not finna make any, God cannot bring you nothing in the house on the couch, balled up, undercover. Trust me, take it from me. He can't reach you there. You got to get out into the world. You got to bump into somebody and give you an encouraging word. You go pump some gas. The man of your dreams might pull up and say, I'm going to pay for the gas for the rest of your life. That's how big I dream. I be like, it can happen. When God got something for you, it can happen. And when it happens, you better be prepared and don't be like, Lord, did you do it? Yes, He did. Only you and Him talked about it. Go for it. Nobody else don't know. Just go for it. Just go for it. So that's the hustle part of it. Keep your mind right. Keep your work ethic tight and then repeat. So it's a constant cycle of stay lit, hustle, repeat. Repeat it. Day after day, minute after minute, even if it's something in your mind, you want to get it out. Keep repeating the thing or whatever scripture you have in your mind or whatever you do to clear your mind, to let yourself relax in your faith and let you know that you are not in control. You are not in control, and all the time it don't even be about you. God could be using you to help others. We have to be very mindful of that because when you ask Him to use you, He may not just use you in your business. My mom teased me all the time. She said, you need to just get a chair, have people come and lay down and tell you all their problems. They come by one aroma bag and then they want to talk to you for 30 minutes. I'm like, well, that's just a part of the, that's why they not in the front. Y'all will never see my mom and my auntie in the front of that store unless they getting some candles because they ain't off into customer service and all that. Now they gonna work and all of that and they gonna smile and be like, okay, hold on, Shan. But they know they are forbidden to go to the front of the store. So for real. So that's what, and then knowing your personnel too, and don't be afraid to start small. I didn't start with a bunch of employees. I started with one. He'd been there with me for 13 years. He left maybe for like 6 or 7 years and worked at Goodwill. But I love the disabled community, right? So that's where my jobs go. All of my jobs, when we get our next person, they go there. That's my way of building also. Letting them know that they are part of that brand too. Like, because when you see Simply Sense, it's just not me. It's really him too. He's at the store right now. So it's just like, we always celebrate where we at because for so long it had just been us two. working like machines, like for real, for real. So I'm excited to be able to hire somebody where he can be their supervisor and he don't have to work as hard. So that's my next thing that I'm excited about. Just little things though is what I'm saying. Just don't be afraid to start small. You don't have to start with the big website, the big this, the big that. I'm just now got a professional website done, switching over to Shopify, and it's taking me forever. So just be patient with yourself on your journey. There's no specific time, but we can set all these goals and say, oh, the next 4 or 5 years, I want to be here. The next 3 years, but it can only take one. You know what I'm saying? With the right mindset, the right faith, everything, because stuff can get to tick-tocking, and boy, you be like, ooh, Lord, you for real. You know how you be like, oh, you got to, celebrate that in your car. Well, that's why I do all my celebrating in the car with the music up on 20, flying, and I have to say, slow down, Shan. Slow down. That truck I got now, that little thing's so slow. You can't even give you. So that may be a blessing too. So I can't go too fast. But yeah, don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to fail. That's where courage comes from. Failure. The things that we fail at, I fail all the time. Sometimes I don't make really good decisions for my business, but I try to really keep those at a minimum though. I really just feel like I just have such a positive mindset. I'd be like, failure is not an option. You know what I mean? So the fact that it wasn't easy to say, oh, what have I failed at? I think that's really good though, right? Like, oh, I failed at this, I failed at that. You be like, golly, you got any wins? Like, golly, you got to have some kind of solutions now. Come on, it can't just all be failures. But yeah, just having a positive mindset, man, just keeping those failures at a minimum and not even seeing them as such. You just know you need to execute. You know what I mean? You just got to do it then. So this week was a good week, and next week I think it'll be a good week for us to really do the things that we don't want to do. Like, I don't like doing computer stuff, answering questions or anything besides making candles and doing candle beads. I don't really like it. Besides being creative, doing what I'm good at, I don't really like doing those things. But this week I really been doing those things, and I felt good. Like, all right, Shan, you growing up. You did the accounting stuff that she asked you to do. And, when I say have somebody, I just started having people hired and stuff. Do a lot of stuff for yourself so you'll know your business. So when your time comes, you'll be able to be here and encourage other people and won't be like, oh, I don't know. I didn't do that. Somebody else did that for me. No, everything from right now, it still be like, Shan, let it go, let somebody else do it. I still answer the phone at the store and be frustrated. Like, I know they just gonna call and be like, what time y'all close? They can just Google it. And then I be like, hello, Simply Sins. They be like, oh my God, Shan, it's you. I be busy. I be like, I'm gonna get somebody else to start answering the phone. But still, just what I'm saying, don't be afraid to start small, and don't be hiring all the assistants and all that stuff. You do all, go get your own coffee. Save that money and put it towards your business instead of just having the look of being a CEO. You can really be one by doing the work. You can, just, it's not about a look, it's about an actual, yes. You know what I'm saying? That all look cute and dandy, but I wake up every day and I check my bank account. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I would ever not do that because I know, the things are not promised. And I'd be like, should I go bury this so they won't even know I got it, Lord? It's like, whoa, because once you, for so long, and it's just called financial freedom, really. Now I can put my stuff on auto pay. I don't have to wait till the bill get read to pay it. Those things that makes me feel so wealthy to be able to just pay my bills, not worry about how I'm gonna pay. I've worried about that stuff for so long. Thank God for my landlords. I had one landlord, he had so many properties. He would think I paid rent and didn't. And I'd be like, oh, thank God for him. And I'd be like, is he serious? He'd be like, I'd be like, I paid you, just kind of like joking. He'd be like, oh, okay, I didn't go and see. And I was like, he is serious. He didn't even know. So Lord, thank you, for your landlords, but for so long, I didn't. So then when you get your business to a point of where it can pay you a salary to just pay your bills, not to rob your company for all of your heart's desires now that you see money there, because then you'll be right back in the same situation. And things do come up. Failures do happen. I did get an audit. I did have to pay back. And if I would have spent all of the company's money, I would have been right back in the ball on the couch, looking for somewhere to stay. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about how I'm going to pay my bills. So, you never know that $1 million in sales is not, you're not a millionaire. You know what I mean? And when people say that, I'll correct them quickly. No, I am not a millionaire. I have sold $1 million worth of candles. It is a difference. It is a big difference. So with all those things in mind, you don't want to work so hard, have your mindset and work, and then you get to a comfortable place, and then you don't handle your finances properly, and you get right back to then all your hard work and all of that. Then that's like a failure. But then it's like a lesson. You got to strap your boots up and say, you know what, next time, okay, you can't do this, Shan. You can't do that. This will not happen, and you'll be in tune. And then it may happen quicker, but sometimes it may take that for us, right? So now I know don't play with that sales tax. I know that I'm just holding that money. That is not my money. They loaning it to me with no interest. Me and my accountant, we have the best relationship, but we have the worst relationship, because this was tough whipping me into shape about those finances, because I had been broke for so long. And I was like, man, I've been broke for so long, till I was not mismanaging, but wasn't doing things properly in order how they were supposed to go. So having someone on your team and in the area that is your weak area, and then you pay for that instead of paying for an assistant. You pay for, finances and operations are two very weak areas for me, because I'm a creative person, I'm a thinker, and I'm a move and groove. You know what I mean? I don't want to just sit there and worried about accounts and operations manuals and stuff like that. But those are the things that we pay for, because those are the weak areas that we have. So when you do hire people, or, is this all business owners in here? Everybody have a business? Okay, that's what's up. I wasn't sure. So, yeah. So when you're starting, just hire people smarter than you, more passionate than you in the areas that you're weak in. I want to pass the mic around, because I'm like, okay, I want to talk y'all ear off, but I want to make sure I cover stuff that's really we can really talk about in this safe space. So I'm gonna see if they can pass the mic, and if y'all have some questions, y'all good? All right. Y'all getting what y'all came for? All right, good. Me too. So I like to talk about this kind of stuff, so I'm happy. Yeah, I wish they had drinks. We'll have us some drinks in here. I can go on and on and on. But Tiara, I want to get a few questions from the audience. Up to the front. Y'all look so pretty. Y'all got all dressed up. Oh! Hi, everybody. Hi. Oh, that's cute. I love that top. Oh, thank you. Come on, body.
Hi, I am Coda, Chef Coda. I'm the owner of the Vegan Vibe. It's a food truck here in Houston, Texas. We've been in operation for a year and a half now. My question to you, though, is my mom is my first employee. Uh-huh. And that in itself was a struggle. My mom, we've been cooking my whole life together. And I'm the unique one in the family that had this grand idea, let me just, start a business and leave the career that I've known for 11 years. And so when I did that, she was on board. Yeah. But she wasn't prepared for me to be her boss, because I was her daughter. So my question is, how did you manage, working with your mom? I heard you say your mom and your aunt worked with you. The first 8 months, we was bumping heads all the time. I even had to fire my mom.
Yeah.
I called my dad, I called my sister and my brother. I'm like, let's have a little intervention, because I'm finna tell y'all mama she got to get off this truck. Yeah. And so I fired her for a month. And I let her come back, and she cried and cried and cried. But she came back, but it was really, really difficult. But I know I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't do it without her, because I trusted her.
Yeah, right.
However, she just didn't want to listen. And, every now and then, she didn't, she been doing okay, but every now and then we have this little struggle, and it's I have to literally step off and take a little woosah moment And so I just want to know, like, how did you handle, working with your family?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. That's really good. That's really good. The same way, because at the end of the day, that is your mom. So you got to be very tread lightly on that note. Period. So sometimes I have to be like, hey, this is Simply Sense by Shan, not by Darlene, not by Delilah, because they got strong work ethic and they retired from the post office, and I do let them be in charge though, so it's kind of like I work for them, just giving them that in their mind to not make them think I'm the boss and all this, in the way you can tell them things. You just got to tell them different than you would tell your coworkers that work with you, but you can still articulate it in a different way. Like, by this time, do this, they be like, oh no, I don't work for you. But if you have a little list and be like, oh girl, when you get a chance, can you do this? Or when, if you have a break today, can you get ready to do this? Because we're going to do this. And then I think talking out the mission with them helps. Like, okay, so we got to do this for Black Friday and get this, so they can see where they're going. And then a lot of times they may have a better way to get there than what you're telling them to do. They be like, okay, why don't we just do this? I be like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Whatever y'all want to do, fine with me. Kind of like, you just kind of like make them feel in charge and give them that power, especially if they're working for it and they earn it and they're not just sitting around. My family is a very vital part to my business. And I get a little upset sometimes because this is a little personal, but my mom and her sister, I don't think they ever worked that close, been around each other that long. So that's a thing within our company. So I have to be like the buffer with that. But I'm happy we're going to a bigger building. My auntie will be over here. My mama will be over here. And now I can do what I have to do. That little small space. You think about it. We all like in this small space all day long working with each other. We all family in this. So that's a lot that, I think I just do a good job by creating a culture at the company. At your business too, you create a culture. And our culture is music. We got one thing of music playing up front, and we got my mama, she run the whole back with her music. What's that man's name? Dang. Cam and Kelly. Y'all hear him? Cam and Kelly? Well, anyway, that's what she be listening to. But he be giving informative information. So that's our culture at work, is music. And then sometimes my auntie, she come with her headphones on. You can't tell her nothing. She know what she do. She pull those orders. She gonna ship them. She this, that. So everybody have their own culture. So, with time, it'll lighten up. It'll ease up, because my mom used to be like, if you ain't there, if I would go out of town, she'd be like, well, I'm going to be off too. No, you can't be off. Well, you're not going to be there. I'm not going to be there, but you need to be there, though. Don't worry about. So I would just be like, gone and don't tell, because I was like, I don't need her to come to work, So those things, I think it just comes with time. Especially if it's your mom, they proud of you. They want to see you win. You don't have to worry about nobody stealing your recipes, stealing your money, or you know what I mean? Because that comes along with it too. We all know that, right? Because they feel like, if you could do it, I could do it better. So now you're in competition with your coworkers. But they don't realize it took you 20 years to get to where you are. They don't know all of the 15 years that you went every month wondering if you was going to be able to pay your bills. They don't know all of that. And so as they probably should not. So the way that I've learned to deal with that is to let them know, like, I'm here to support you. It took me 20 years, but it may not take you 20 years. I know everybody not coming to work at the Candler Company going to stay there forever. That's why I like to hire younger students, college students, things like that, because while they can work on their degrees and stuff like that, and I can learn things from them, and we can work together. But and just keep the competition down, because it's so much business for all of us. I don't care if this room was full of candle makers, it still wouldn't be a thing, because we still can't make all of the money, right? So it's like, now with that being out the way, now we don't have to worry about the crab in a bucket type of situation, because you got some, I got some. It's enough to all go around. Then you can really, develop a culture in your business. So, having your mom work with you is a blessing. But I know that sometimes it can be a little tough. Just pray your way through and then just reverse the role and put them in charge and be like, no, I work for you. What you need me to do today? No, What you want me to do? Let's see, your way may very well be better than my way. And then they'll take a different watch. That's how you get them.
What am I gonna do? So, what encouragement can y'all give someone who really, really wants to pursue the passion but feels the pressure of not really having that system where I can go to my mom or my dad and they're gonna take care of me and what I have built so far in my adult life? You know, I'm a grown woman and I want to be able to take care of me and my family, but I also want to be happy doing what I know I love to do and what I'm good at doing. So I'm sorry.
No.
You know what? And this alone is encouragement. Coming here today, I come to the events because I need your encouragement.
No.
And you give it every single time.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you the mic.
Yeah, because I'm burning up on the inside. I'm burning up. Because those same tears, right? Those same tears are you remember this moment. It's necessary because that's right where God wants us to be, like right there. So when He do it, you're gonna stay humble and you're gonna know it wasn't you. Because I was just scared to leave my job, didn't have any money, but that's where the rubber meets the road. You right here now. It's like ain't no turning back. You know, you look back and you be like, oh Lord, where I'm gonna go back? You didn't brought you too far, so you can't turn back. So now you just gotta keep forward. You got to propel at this point. You got to do the work. You got to put in the footwork. You got to because your bills are due. You know, we're going to cry here today, but right now you got to push forward. Your bills due. So I need to go, my first step, what I need to do. I need to get a salon. I need to get some customers. You know, so how can I get some customers? I need to market on social media. I need to do something. I need to give out some cards. I need to see people. By now, I need to have some motion. You know what I'm saying? Them tears ain't going to do nothing but give me some motion. Right? So your first step is what? I don't know what you need to do. You need to get you some pliers. You need to get you some shampoo. You need to get you some models. Yep. You need to go apply for a salon. You know, that's the first thing. So you can get some walk-in customers. You know, you just need some customers at this point. You're going to take them at your house. You're going to come to their house and do their hair. You know, and then you got to be smart about it. So what can differentiate you from the other stylists out there? So you don't like salons. Obviously, you don't want to be in the salon. So guess what, Shan? You don't have to come to the salon. I'm going to come to your house and do your hair. And guess what? I'm going to hire you before I go pay and sit in the salon of the hot dryer. I can sit under the hot dryer at my house. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be very strategic, especially when you're crying and passionate about it, how you are. Don't use it as a time to be discouraged. Use it as a time to be uplifted and get some motion behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of like when I probably shouldn't say that because my back going to be against the wall tomorrow, but kind of like it because you come out fighting. You know what I'm saying? When everything is cool, you cool. Everything cool, I'm cool. Going to have some drinks with Candace afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Everything gonna be cool. But when your back against the wall, you know what I'm saying? You get to seeing things for what it is, not what it was and what you thought. This is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we have to take a hard look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, really? You know what I'm saying? So your next move needs to be your best move, and I think that should be a way that you can separate yourself on top of still being in a salon too. Because when you work with your hands and you do things with your hands, it's limitless. You know what I'm saying? It's limitless what you can do. That's a blessing right there to be able to do something and create something and help somebody else and make them feel better about themselves by them getting their hair done. So that's not something to take lightly, right? So I just know how God is. He gonna step in. He ain't gonna, you know, if He feed the birds, you know, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta really have your mind. That's why I say an entrepreneur mindset is very important because things are gonna happen. Things are gonna get real. And if your mind not right and it's not ready, guess what? You gonna fold. And it ain't no time to fold. You know, not in business because you don't know where your next check coming from. That's why I'm always at my business. People spend more money when I'm there. You know what I'm saying? You got to really know your business to be real with yourself. When they see my truck, they going to stop. They might not want they don't need a candle, but they see me, they want to say hi, they want to come in. I'm going to put some body butter on them. They're going to buy that, and they're going to do some extra stuff. That's why you have to be at your business because you never know what God going to send you. You can't send it to you in the bed. He can't send it to you, you know what I'm saying, in places where you ain't supposed to be. He can't send them to you. It's always a place and a time for that other stuff. But right now, it's not a time to play. You know what I'm saying? Martha Stewart started her business. She was 50 years old. She's 82. So it's never too late. You know, so that's not nothing holding you back. You know, the only thing that be holding us back sometimes is ourselves, because we be afraid. We don't want rejection. We don't know what they going to say. You know, I already told you about telling other people, because they already going to be like wanting to protect you and be like, nah, just go to work, because you don't really do hair that good. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you can take you some classes of specialize in some stuff, be innovative, because even I have to still be innovative. I still have to look and see what's new in the candle world and see what's trending and what's not trending and what's going on. I can't keep, you know what I'm saying, if I just all I sell in my whole store. So I have to have burning oils, wick trimmers. I got to just stay in tune of what's going on within my business to be able to stay relevant, you know, and that's where the marketing come in, staying relevant. You have to put yourself on a billboard sometimes, and then people will adapt to that, to seeing that, and then when they see that, it equates to them coming to your store. It all boils back down to your business. But when you are your brand and you work with your hands, you have to really put yourself out there. And what's the worst thing that people can do is say no. That's all you're gonna say, no. Oh, okay then, that's cool, your loss. You the one gonna miss out. No, I ain't gonna miss out on nothing, it's your loss. So that's the worst thing that people can say, right? So I hope that make you feel better that you know, that for me to say that I think you're in a really good place right now when you just left, you know, from up here with your emotions may sound weird, but it's not. That means like you're totally empty. Now you're just ready to be filled up, and you just have to go out there and you just have to go get it, because nobody's going to bring it to you, right? Yeah, that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. It goes back to that entrepreneur mindset that we're having our minds right. You know what I mean? Just really not letting nothing negative come into our minds. Like, I don't listen to hardly nobody. You got, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to my business, you have to know way more than me, you know, to be able to tell me anything negative about my business. You know, you better come singing praises, not to me, but to the candles. Don't come in there telling me nothing. Girl, if you don't get out of here. But yeah, so y'all, this is, I'm CEO Shan, and this is Mastermind. Wow, we just finished up our first mastermind. It was so good. Everything I envisioned, it was that, you guys. Be the first to sign up for my one-on-one mastermind, $4.99. You get in-depth mastermind with me. We'll talk about business. We'll talk about pricing. We'll talk about everything you need to know about your business, marketing, strategies, taking risks, everything. Just get started. Click the link below. Register for my CEO Shan Mastermind class. It's going to be good, y'all. Thank you.